All right, good Saturday morning, everybody. Here we are back on Sports Chat. And guess what, everybody? We got John and we got Ron today. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, everybody?
Here he come.
Hey, it's that time, John. It's that time.
He must have a whole drawer of those shirts, Ron. I don't know.
I got a million. My daughters bought me a Michigan blanket that I'm sleeping under every night since Christmas. I got a Michigan doormat at my front door now. I'm going to buy some.
Yeah, that's about where it belongs. Stepped on and at the front door.
Whatever.
Is it raining? Is it raining in Michigan? What's the weather out there?
It's overcast, cool, not raining, but just abnormally cool.
Yeah, 40. Ron, man, it's been like 48, 50 up here all week, raining every day.
I don't understand how anybody that because you got a lot of people that fight climate change and they don't act like this global warming phenomena. I remember growing up, and y'all know that this right around Thanksgiving, it wouldn't even be a question of whether or not we would have a white. It wouldn't even be a question. It's just people don't want to admit climate change, and it has. I don't know what we're doing to affect it or what we need to do to correct it, but a lot of climate change going on. So
I mean, one year my uncles came. My uncle came for Thanksgiving, then my other one came for Christmas, and they both got stuck because of snow. Uncle Tim came and Uncle Bunny came one year. When they came, they both got stuck because of snow. You got stuck.
I had to stay there
January.
3 days.
3 days, 3 extra days.
I took the
you couldn't get to the Greyhound wasn't going to Buffalo.
I couldn't get through Buffalo. Yeah, so I was stuck there for
Buffalo.
Days.
3 extra days. Yeah, I remember that.
Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, even that though was 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. So this is just a different time. But
I think you end up taking the bus home because your flight got canceled.
Yeah, I couldn't get out of there. And it was
we ended up putting them on the bus. Pop had to take them to Angelo's first, then the bus station.
Angelo's first.
Ron. Every time I came to Albany, every single time, before we even got to the house.
From the airport to the Angelos.
From the airport to Angelos, and then we would go to the house. I was so depressed when I found out that place.
He went out of business, buddy.
He moved to Florida.
Oh.
I was so depressed. I found nothing even close to that when it comes to submarine sound.
Yeah,
Angelo's is classic.
Classic. I would be 300 pounds if I lived there. There's no way in the world I could have lived in that city with that. And I would be there every single day.
Man, you got an Angelo sub. It was like a little piece of heaven or something.
Oh my God.
my father-in-law, before they built the Empire State Plaza, he lived in the South End on South 30th Street. And my mother worked right around the corner from Angelo's over there. And
Trinity, when we used to go to Trinity.
Yeah, and our barbershop was right across the street from there, John.
Right across the street.
Woo-wee! Look, itty bitty place. If you drive too fast, you'll drive right past it. But
past it.
Some of the best fried chicken you can get in the Capital District. I was actually thinking about it this morning. Is also right around the corner on Pearl Street, right there across from where that McDonald's is at.
Oh, Pearl, yeah. The McDonald's closed now, but the chicken place still there.
Yeah, that chicken right there, bro. If you ever get back to Albany, John.
There and the Sunoco gas station on Clinton and Quail.
Next time I'm there, I want to try that chicken.
Listen, it don't make no. It's pretty sad. Your best chicken come from a gas station spot.
Every year when I worked at Albany, the people in my office used to demand that I bring that box. They called it the Evel Knievel chicken because they had it in their red, white, and blue box.
Red, white, blue. Yeah.
And they were like, yo, you gonna get that Evel Knievel chicken? Yo, they was addicted to that stuff.
All they had to do was go down the hill themselves.
Yeah,
right. It was so good, bro.
We got a few places like that up here. This one place, it's almost exclusively in gas stations. It's called Crispy Crunch Chicken. So I know
nothing right down the street from church. Well, first of all, Dante, who was a very picky eater. I mean, unbelievable. Out of all my kids, probably the most picky, next to maybe Deja now, but Dante was so picky. But Dante came home one day, go, Mom, we gotta go get some chicken. Grace like, from where? He go, the gas station on Clinton Avenue.
Yeah.
He go, the one down the street from church. Because his friend Alex lived on Clinton Avenue for a hot second. Sleep down the street from the chicken place.
Sleep gas station chicken.
So Grace is like, if Dante is saying this is good, it must be because he don't eat anything. Man, she went got some chicken wings from there, Doc. The only reason why I don't go in there a whole lot of time because our church is right in the hood and the place be packed. I don't feel like standing in line with all our cousins, so I don't go there.
Ain't nothing wrong with a good chicken spot.
And then they were shut down for the longest time. I think they ran an insurance scam on their company because somebody literally drove into the part where they sell the chicken part, the restaurant part, drove their car right into it at the one night just before they closed. They were down for almost like a year.
Yeah,
and so we was like, we know it was an insurance battle. Yeah, because the gas station part opened back up quick, but the restaurant part took a while. They got it all redone, then they opened back up.
All right, well that's my next spot when I come to Albany. So we go straight from the
and when you go, we're gonna order them. We don't want the one under the light. We want you to cook them fresh. So it might be about 15, 20 minutes, but it's worth it.
Shout out to Angelo in Florida.
Angelo, if you're around somewhere in years, man, we miss you, Doc. I know you used to yell at me. I know you used to yell at me when I come with my lunch order too early, but I gave it to you the night before. You should have had it ready.
I follow these dudes on Instagram that are they're Boston and New Yorkers, and they act like most of their skits come from owning a deli. So the way they order the deli and stuff comes, it's like a sense of home, to be honest. Pete Casado and those guys and their brother John and Joe Satone and all my old friends from the back of the day, they all own delis, pizza spots. I mean, it's crazy.
Matter of fact, Casado's is on Quail Street now.
Yeah.
Quail
Who's got that one? Peter? Probably Petey, right?
I don't know who. I just ordered. We just had them some from there last Friday night, because the young people had a little get together at the house.
Man, there's one thing that I miss about Albany, brother, is the Casado's pizza. Bro, it's their mother's recipe, right? And Joe Satone actually, partnered up with them guys, and so when they had one out in Rotterdam where I lived at, and I ran into Angelo. I ran into his brother Angelo when I was up there for Darlene's funeral. I was on my way to Mom's house.
You told me that.
Yeah, I pulled into the Dunkin' across the street from St. Peter's.
And I don't know where my man that went to. Remember, DePietro's was good too.
Oh yeah, that was phenomenal, John.
Oh my God!
All of these spots, I've been
John, DePietro's, man, they had the best Sicilian cut pizza around, dog.
Yeah, you get 30 slices for $15.
Listen. We had a pizza day at work, so I had ordered the pizzas once in the Herm kitchen, and so here's the best part about it. Everybody and their mother used to know our father, man. I mean, he's a well-known person in the city. So I went there, and the guy said, "Hey, your name is Herman." I go, "Yeah." He go, "Is Herman your dad?" I go, "Yeah." He go, "Oh, 50% off your pizza." I was like, "Okay, cool."
Wow.
Yo,
so my bill should have been like $40 because I had, it was like he charged me $20.
Before me and Trish bought the house in Gilliland, I live right on Kent Street. The Petros was right around the corner. We used to eat that junk like it was going out of style, bro.
Yeah, that was some good pizza.
Name dropping next
time. The pizza was good.
John, one quick story, man, real quick. When me and Trish, when we were in our 20s, the Casado brothers was Frank, John, and Peter, right? They lived down the street from us. John or Frankie owned a little deli that was connected to a little club that me and Trish used to hang out at. But when we be out, with our friends on Friday night or whatever, my brother-in-law Donnie worked at the deli, right? Mm-hmm. In the back of the club where we used to be at, there was a little window that you could serve pizza through or food through. So while we was back there, my brother-in-law used to slide Casado pizza slices back. So we be back there. He was like, yo, Donnie. He was only like 16 at the time, right? So
that's what I'm talking about, right?
We be back there, and then all of a sudden a pizza slice come through the window. Well, facts, true story. Right through and the pizza slices the Casado brothers had was as big as your head. I mean, they were like,
they called it the Colosso.
The Colosso. So we be back there Friday night, and then all of a sudden this pizza slice comes through the window, and Donnie was, and my brother-in-law used to hook us up. So shout out to Frank Casado and Don Feely for hooking me up with this pizza slices. Back, man, true story,
bro. Fellas, the day is approaching. Final Four, college football. John is nervous already. So what do you guys think? Here, let me say this before I'm gonna start my rant today. They gotta do better with the transfer portal being done like right after the season. They should wait till January. They should pick a day in January, and then because it's killing everybody.
I think John can hear us. He lost his audio.
He's coming back in.
All right, go ahead. But no, I agree with you.
Because it is okay. You take Ohio State last night, right?
Horrible.
Their starting quarterback, who was 11-1, right?
At Syracuse.
Is now at Syracuse.
Before the season's over.
Before the season's even over, right? Before the year's over, right? And so that right there puts a team in a bad spot. And so I don't think, I'm fine with players being able to move around, but you shouldn't be able to do it within the season.
I was thinking about that this morning. With the expanded playoff, they're going to have to change, slide the dates back for the transfer portal because, with the expanded playoff, a lot of these teams would be in the playoff, right? Florida State who lost guys, Ohio State who lost guys, and you can't. It's just a bad look for college football to have guys just bouncing off your team. I mean, you're letting your teammates down. It's one thing to be going to the NFL and you opt out of a Pro Bowl. I mean, out of a bowl game because you got millions of dollars on the line. It's a whole other thing just to leave if you're going to another school. But
what the day is going to come. It's definitely going to be challenged now with the expanded playoff. The day is going to come though where somebody's going to opt out of a playoff game.
Yeah,
because if they don't push back when they have the Senior Bowl and all that kind of stuff, these guys going to be, they're going to be should I or shouldn't I? And so it's going to hamper even that, right? Because they, I'm not playing because I'm getting ready. I got to get prepared for the workout and all that kind of stuff.
Didn't those guys used to take out insurance policies in case they got hurt in their bowl games? You know what I'm saying? I think.
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, but we're talking about being able to transfer within the season.
Well, you saw the effect of that last night. That Ohio State.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we're saying.
You talking about brutal? Oh my God! I'm like. But I don't, and obviously I'm an Ohio State hater, so it doesn't pain me to say this at all. But I don't feel sorry for them because they basically ran Kyle McCord out of town. You know, I looked up his stats. This guy threw for 3,170 yards, 24 touchdowns to only 6 interceptions. Had a QBR rating of 83.8. That's 8th in the nation. 11-1. And honestly, to be honest, look at the past 3 games against Michigan. He came closer to beating Michigan than CJ Stroud did. They were a possession away and a bad interception away, and it wasn't even that wasn't even his fault. If the protection doesn't break down on that last play, he gets that throw off clean and he hits Marvin Harrison. So it was a classic example of be careful what you ask for. Because now look at their quarterback room now. Them 2 guys, they better hope.
And that's fine and everything, but they shouldn't be able to do it within the same year.
I'm just saying, they better hope Aaron Nolan is ready to play in September. Because those 2 guys that I was looking at last night,
the Michigan fans are salivating over those 2 jokers.
Well,
they may grow on the off season though, right?
It's just they had Devin Brown has been in that program for 2 years. It's just amazing to me that they ran this guy out of town. And I'm not I'm glad. Look, whatever hurts Ohio State is great for me. Let me say it for the record. Whatever hurts Ohio State is great for me. But it's just a classic example of be careful what you ask for. Them guys ready to play, and they had a month to prepare for this game.
Well, and here's the thing people probably don't know, viewers, if you're watching, scholarships are given on a yearly basis.
Right. Year by year.
Right. A lot of times people think, he got a full ride scholarship. It's not for 4 years. It's a year basis. So John could be the rated number 1 5-star athlete going to wherever, going to U of M, right? And he gets there and they starting out liking him. They say, you know what? We're not giving you a scholarship. They don't have to give it to you the next year if they don't want.
Right.
And so these students, they have the right to, just based on that alone, you got to kind of protect yourself, right? But it should not be you shouldn't be able to do it until after the full season.
I understand that. I think, but when I watched the Cotton Bowl press conference, and when they specifically asked Ryan Day, "Are you committed to Kyle McCord?" he kind of fumbled and was like, "Well, we'll see. Quarterback competitions, blah blah blah." Yeah. And I think that was the last straw. I'm like, "Hey, I'm out of here. I'm not about to sit here." I'm saying he did everything that CJ Stroud did.
Yeah, he didn't owe them anything. He didn't owe them nothing. They to get that response out of your coach after you were 11-1. Listen, that speaks exactly to what I was, one of the things I was thinking about around expectations. We put, especially the talking media, put so much expectation on the players and stuff, right? And what happens is there's no time for any development. There's no time for kids to progress anymore. Then you don't even get the support of your head coach, and you lost 1 game all year long. And like you said, the guy fumbled the answer about whether or not you're going to be starting in the next game. What is that?
Ron, it was 1 game on if the protection doesn't break down on that last play, and Ohio State makes that throw, we're probably talking about a 12-0 Ohio Big Ten champion getting ready for the play. You know what I'm saying? That's just how. So to pin all of that on him, listen, I watched that game the previous year in Columbus. Ohio State scored 3 points in the second half. 3. Michigan
at home.
28-3 at home in their building. He was no worse for wear than CJ Stroud was. And I'm not saying he's a comparable quarterback. I'm saying the results were exactly the same. And so for y'all to run this guy out of town, and I'm like, okay, because now this is what your quarterback room is left with. Now you got 2 unprepared guys that you saw last night, and you got an incoming freshman, which most major colleges don't like to play freshmen. They better Probably should have went after Cam Ward in the transfer portal, because now they in a mess.
The people of Central New York thank Ryan Day for the fumble. They need something up there in Syracuse.
Y'all got an upgrade.
Well,
back at Syracuse.
You won't hear much about McCord anymore. Anyway, he had to choose.
I think he'll be a bad
to
the NFL, because I think he made the strides. Every one of them was talking about the strides that he made up until that Michigan game. And that's the game that really matters.
And like you said, I mean, they had a chance to win it.
They had a chance. You can't say that for the previous two Michigan games. They did not.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they got beat down. Yeah.
They had a chance.
For sure.
And it was in Ann Arbor. It was on the road.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks with a second chance, right? Michigan's going up against Milron on Monday. I mean, and much to Nick Saban's credit, this is not your usual dominant star-studded Alabama squad. And they've been getting the job done. So what do you think about Nick Saban's coaching job this year?
Let me just say this, so I'll be really quick, man. 10 seconds. Anytime Nick Saban's job this year speaks to believing in and having faith in your program, having faith in your philosophy and what it is you do. It ain't form or fashion. He ain't trying to keep up with the Joneses. He ain't running out just transfer portal and this, that, and the other. He stick to what they do. They recruit strong players. They develop them over 2 to 3 years. And by the time they get ready, and this year's Milroe's maturity from game one to now has been tremendous. They just believe in what they're doing. So every time you hear these talking heads again saying how the game has passed Nick Saban by, that's just like saying I don't know, to pass them by, bro. They believe in what they do and they have a system, like it or not. If you either with it or not, right? It's like a Bishop Buffet. You either with me or you ain't. And it's that kind of consistency that he exhibits as a head coach and then with his program. You know what I mean? And you can like it or not. You can be a part of it or not. But eventually it's going to win.
Quite the contrary. I think this was probably his most impressive coaching job.
Right.
But is that you stated, Herman, this is not your normal powerhouse Alabama team.
Nope.
And so for them, and I understand Florida State got mad, they got jobs. I do believe they got jobs. But I ain't no question. I don't listen, they got jobs. That's another conversation. But as far as this Alabama team, yeah, I think they got the stuff to win it all. I mean, I'm confident in Michigan. Only my confidence is just to a level because we haven't taken that step yet. We've been able to slay the Ohio State Dragon, but we just haven't taken that step on that level yet. And until we do it, we deserve the criticism that we've been getting.
That feeling you have, John, is exactly how the Georgia fans were feeling before that Alabama game. They all
even after winning 2 chips.
Yes, they still had that kind of because you watch Georgia football, y'all been watching it for as long as y'all been watching college football. Georgia historically flakes in the big games like that, right? So the last couple of years, they just been so talent rich that they were able to overcome it. And Jameson Williams got hurt in that one championship game, right? The wide receiver. Had he not gotten injured, that might have been an entirely different game because they couldn't guard him at all, right? So, I think the Georgia fans were feeling that same type of anxiety that John feels, and he knows that they got to cross that threshold to get there. So I think that's what Michigan is facing, man. It's a thing where they can get there. Now they got to show and prove and cross the threshold. And Alabama's a tough cookie to do it, and Alabama, to be honest with you, they have nothing to lose.
Yeah, well, and let's just be honest though. Alabama is there. Yeah, they did beat Georgia, but they're there on a wing and a prayer, boy. I mean, cause
they just got it.
Auburn had them. Milroe, they're basically there on what we call a Hail Mary pass, right? End of the game.
Yeah, they ain't that good. I mean, they're playing above their heads right now. They've matured. They ain't really that good, man. They're not. But they just, Georgia flopped. They lost, and then they're on a wing and a prayer. Now Michigan, this is where Michigan has to just come out and play. Don't be intimidated. Don't be worried about nobody being Alabama. They got to just come out and play football the way they've been playing all year long. Dominate the run, offensive line.
They got to just come out and do what they do. Run the ball.
Oh yeah,
right. Make Alabama stop the run.
Yeah, they got to just come out and do it. If they get in there, they get shell shocked.
Auburn was running them to death.
Yeah. So
they
just got to come out and play. Just be confident. Like the emotion of the early part of the game will wear off after a little bit, and then that's when the physical play takes over. Right? That's when you really start to see.
The only thing I never really liked about bowl season, even back in the day, was the month layoff. Right?
Yeah, that's
because you lose any momentum you have is minimized when you're off for a month.
Yeah, you could come out flat.
Right? You got to even getting hit and tackling. You got to get back into that mode. Because you've been off for a month. Resting. That's a long time.
Yeah, it is. That's tough. We'll see what happens. Michigan, this is their chance to show and prove, man. They're there.
This is it.
They got a down Alabama team. This is their chance. They want to get in there and win it. This is their shot.
This is your third year in a row, so you gotta, it's time to put up or shut up, one or the other.
Well, I think listen. I'm not gonna be mad if we get blown out, or if we. What can I say? It's like we can't at this point. We can't just be satisfied with beating Ohio State. We gotta shoot for bigger and better.
John, tell your boy Harbaugh. I know you play for Bo Schembechler and everything, but come on, you can't look like him. Leave Bo with the cap and the khakis.
I'll be honest with you. He looked. With the glasses, he looked more like Woody Hayes than he do.
Yeah, he do like Woody Hayes because of the glasses. But
you ever see his dad? Looks like his father.
Like Bo.
He looks like his father.
Yeah.
And listen, man. This is like I do think Florida State got job, like I said, but I'm one of the one. I'm glad that Michigan got paired against Alabama. Because if Michigan wants to be taken seriously as a power, then there's no better team to win against than Alabama. That's what I'm saying. This is where you state your case that you are amongst the truly elite in college football. And if it's not competitive, if it's another Georgia 2 years ago, 34 to 11 or whatever that was, then people gonna look at Michigan like a fraud, and I won't be able to say
I think it'll be competitive. If anybody gets blown out, it would be Alabama. I don't think Michigan will get blown out based off their defense.
But they need to win.
Alabama, no, their receivers don't scare nobody, so you got a fair shot.
Yeah, I think this could be Michigan's tournament to lose if they show up and play the way they're capable of playing. But until you do it, it's kind of like the Detroit Lions, Oh, by the way, we got to talk about that tonight too. It's like until you do it, there's always going to be those questions in people's minds. I don't care how good you look in the regular season. This is where it counts. Right here, this 4-team playoff, this is where it counts.
Rubber meets the road.
This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it counts. Everything that you went through, all of the summers, the spring practice, the summer practice, this is where it counts. If you don't show up here, then people going to discount everything you did.
Right.
So,
that's what I say, John. This is it, man. There's no more talking needed. Play the game, win the game, right?
Win the game. Go out there and win. If you want people to take you seriously as a program, go out there and win that game. But
they've been saying, and it's true, both Michigan and Washington have kind of been, kind of a little bit disrespect. Nobody's talking about either of them really. You're talking about
Alabama Invitational is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's up to them to change that. Of course, this guy done won 7 national championships. Of course, they're going to get the lion's share of attention. I'm okay with that. Because Michigan has more to prove. Harbaugh has more to prove than Nick Saban does. This man got 7. He got 1. He got 5. 1 for the thumb and another one. You know what I'm saying? He can talk. He's walked his walk, so he can talk his talk. Michigan, Harbaugh is 1-7 in his last 8 bowl games. So
the lion's share is a perfect segue, isn't it?
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, boy.
Well, here's the thing. Do the Lions have a chance for the number 1 overall seed in NFC?
No.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Mm-hmm. Do they?
The Lions had it locked up with 1 more win tomorrow.
They have to. They need because I think
a whole lot of help.
They need to win out, and they need the 49ers to lose. They're not going to lose against Washington. They have a chance of losing against the Rams, which is one of the hottest teams in the league right now. But I don't think they'll lose. I don't think they'll lose, but they do have a outside shot at the number 1 seed. They'll probably be number 2.
They own a Rams.
Because again, with the expanded playoffs for money, only one team gets a bye in each conference, which is a great advantage, more or less. So you win your conference, are you going to, of course it's Dallas, but you really don't have anything really more to play for right now.
Yeah. If San Francisco wins tomorrow, I don't think the Rams will beat them. I don't care. We're in a position to host a playoff game at Ford Field. Y'all, you have no idea what that's going to be like. I'm telling you, it's going to be bananas.
Don't your division winners get the home game automatically? Don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they already got that. That's the one caveat you get for winning division now, because everybody plays except for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I would like the first round bye. So that's that would be something, because you only win 2. You get the first round bye, you win 2 games, you're in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Everybody was killing the Niners after the Christmas game. Everybody was killing the Niners after the Christmas game. I always say this, man. All home teams get blown out on Christmas Day. For some reason, I don't know what it is, whether it's basketball. If those players feel the way I feel on Christmas morning after dealing with your family and the kids and all of that, and your legs you got no energy left in your legs after Christmas morning, man. Then you got to go play football too. They look horrible. It was
a bad game by Brock Purdy. What did he throw? 4 picks?
It was just bad.
That's not something he's going to do on a regular basis. I would caution people to think that, Baltimore is now head and shoulders above everybody else. I would caution people to think that. So I'm not.
That hasn't been the case all year.
Well, the truth be told, they were in the game up until the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, it was some bad throws by Brock Purdy. Yeah. And then they threw a 5th one.
Again, you gotta win the game on the field. You can't excuses. You can't. You're gonna have them, but you can't live with them. You gotta pull the game up.
I'm glad he got those picks out the way now before the playoffs start.
Yeah, I'm saying
now he'll be more conscious about not throwing the ball away. And I want everybody to stop paying attention to the Niners. Hey, go ahead. Let Baltimore be the dominant team. And the media had them all written off now. After the Niners won that game, or 2 weeks ago, they were like, oh, they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, because they was giving it to you. That was the thought going in anyway. That's why they're head and shoulders above everybody else.
That's why you can't read the press. Because you'll be up. If you go, you'll be up and down and up. So
I'm glad he got it. I got the picks out the way.
I tell you what's important too. Tonight, number one, the Lions don't fall behind to where you got to get away from the run. Because you can run on the Cowboys, and the Lions are good at running the football. If they get behind, then you force Goff to throw, and you don't want to do that because of the pass rush.
Well, Dallas is a much different team at home than they are on the road. So,
yeah, but still run the ball, Lions. Hear me.
I'm okay.
Run the ball.
We got the NFC North wrapped up. So I don't think that they have a realistic chance at gaining the number 1 overall seed in the NFC.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
So if they lose this game tonight,
because you may see Dallas again.
Yeah. I'm not that pressed about these last 2 games. We won the NFC North. We're hosting the first round playoff game. That's
now. Can you play a divisional team in the first round?
It depends on who wins the wild card. Yeah. It's possible. Gotcha. It's possible, but I'm fine with that. Listen, y'all. This is the Detroit Lions.
Right. I was going to say, they're happy to be there, man.
I'm about to get all high and mighty, but this is the Detroit Lions.
Right. They're just happy to be. They ain't been good in so long. They're just happy to win a division.
Exactly. I'm just glad
30 years since they won a division. That's crazy.
32 years since we won a playoff game. You think I'm about to get all high and mighty about always? No, man. This is the Detroit Lions. This is the Detroit Lions. Bro, the fact that we even having a conversation about a division lead and a 1 seed, this is the Detroit Lions. I'll take it.
Well, we need the Cowboys. We need a win tonight, though. I don't care if it was the Lions or the Panthers. We need a win tonight.
This game is more important for Dallas than it is Detroit tonight.
Right. The Cowboys can't afford to lose this game tonight.
Nobody wants to lose 3. Nobody wants to lose 3 in a row, and then especially in December, you can't have that.
Yeah, the Cowboys can't afford to lose this game tonight, man, because their morale might go.
Yeah, right.
Because they still got a shot at the division, don't they?
Yeah,
only a game behind
shot at
the Eagles.
It's very slight though, because the Eagles, I think, have left the Giants again and Seattle or some, not Seattle, but Miami. I think they play Miami.
Now, this is one of them games too where Detroit can just put their foot down and just say, "No, we are who we are." Where's the game at? In Detroit or in Dallas? Where's the game?
It's in Dallas.
In Dallas.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I would love to go in. I would love for Detroit to go in and make a statement like they did in opening week against the Kansas City Chiefs. I would love for them to do that, but I just don't know. Dallas is going to be the more desperate. Dallas needs this win tonight. We don't need it.
Them guys in Dallas getting ready for New Year's Eve. They got their family around, driving them crazy. Where we going? What we doing? It's been Christmas week. They've been playing with the Lions. Been on the road. They like, hey man, we just got to go play the game.
Yeah,
so we'll see. I think the Lions
they've proven that they can win anywhere. But again, we had that little 3-week slump where we should have lost to Chicago. We did lose to Green Bay.
Right.
On Thanksgiving. And so I think where the problems that the Lions have is in our secondary. We got to shore up our secondary because teams can throw the ball on us. But as far as, I just think Dallas needs this game a lot more than the Detroit Lions do. And that's why they'll probably come out with their hair on fire. It might, it might be a 2-touchdown win. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, my Steelers have Seattle tomorrow. I hate that game for them because they're kind of on an upswing, but you go to Seattle, man, you never know what might happen. They ain't really that good. The Steelers can't afford to lose any more games. They have no room for error.
No, their margin for error is gone. It's gone. So is Houston's. So is Jacksonville's. They you know what I'm saying? They're in that area. I think the Bengals still have a shot.
Outside shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, don't sleep on the Browns. Joe Flacco looks better for them than Deshaun Watson does.
Yeah, it's funny because I was like, let me see if the bum Jets can get a win for me.
No,
and I never ever want to depend on the Jets winning anything for me. Right now, it's not gonna happen. So I was like, I just held out. Let me just see if they could just get a win for me, knock the Browns down a little bit. Of course, they didn't deliver.
Don't sleep on the Cleveland Browns. That's the team in the AFC that nobody's really talking about.
Everybody's on the Flacco train, but that defense of the Browns is
good.
Nothing to play with.
But it was always good. The defense has always been good.
Yeah.
I think the offense is responding better to Joe Flacco than it has Deshaun Watson.
I hate the Cleveland Browns. Can I just say how much this team, couple teams in the league I hate. I hate the Cleveland Browns.
As a Steeler fan, I would expect no less from you.
Going back to the Brian Sipe days and the cardiac kids from Cleveland.
Brian Sipe.
The dog pound.
Dog pound.
I hate the Browns, bro.
Who was it that fumbled for the Browns going in and they was on their way to the Super Bowl?
Oh, Byers. Wow. Y'all remember now that goes way back.
Yeah, I hate the Browns, bro.
On the way to the Super Bowl.
I can't stand Cleveland.
You sound like me with the Buckeyes.
Well, and really though, the play in NFL and their expanding of the season, the players are supposed to be starting today.
Yeah, it's all about.
Oh yeah, well,
but they just got to get that extra week.
I'm fine with more football. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really pick up in earnest with the NBA until after football season anyway, because I need something to tide me over the training camp. But because the Tigers are usually out of the Tigers usually the season is over for the Tigers in May. You know what I'm saying? How you playing out the string in May?
The season usually over by Memorial Day.
It's done by Memorial Day, bro. We can't have meaningful baseball in this town after Memorial Day.
Right.
So I need something to help me get through the summer.
In other words, they might as well be playing in the wintertime because it don't get nice. It don't get nice until June.
Bro, we are playing out the string in late May. That's how bad the Tigers have been.
It ain't even got above 75 yet.
We went to it was me, Andre, and John. We went to the Tiger game. This was like April. What it was, man. It was King Griffey. We went to see King Griffey Jr.
That's right. That was still at Tiger Stadium.
It was freezing, boy. Oh,
that was still at Tiger Stadium.
God.
Yeah, down.
Boy, we went to see King Griffey Jr. Yep,
Michigan and Trumbull, baby. That was at the old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah,
I remember that. Cecil Field.
Remember that?
I remember that game. I remember. But that's where we are in football right now. Is all we have. Did y'all see the Pistons lose 28 straight games? They
had the Celtics beat.
I saw Instagram post and it said the Pistons warm up is something to behold, and the dudes were shooting in the warm-up.
I saw that, yeah. I saw that same post.
They missed like 15, 20 shots.
I saw that same post.
I was like, bro, it's just
so
that's why I'm kind of down on the NBA right now, man. It's just I can't get with hoop, man, until like playoff time anymore.
Yeah,
man. It's just.
But to me, it's the aesthetics of the game to me. What was that night? And I put it on Facebook.
Yeah, 58. The Celtics and the Warriors.
The Boston Celtics, when they played the Golden State Warriors,
it was last Friday, I think. Last Friday or Saturday, one of them days.
They took 58 3-point shots. 58, and they hit 17 of them. That's 29%.
That's crazy. 58 threes.
58, Ron. 58 3-point shots. I can't watch this game, man. I can't watch the NBA right now.
I was talking to my son last night, and he said that the Lakers were thinking about trading for DeJounte Murray from the Hawks, right? And they might give him like Taurean Prince and some other guys. I said, please take Taurean Prince. I'm so sick of seeing that kid come down.
Take Taurean Prince. Vincent hasn't worked out.
He ain't played. Played 2 games.
Right.
Yeah,
they
but
can have all these guys, bro.
Get him out.
You want Vanderbilt? You can have Vanderbilt. You can have Gabe Vincent. You can have Taurean Prince. You can have anybody you want. I mean, good Lord. I can't watch the NBA. I don't even want to talk about the NBA. I don't want to talk about it. No basketball. It's horrible.
They
horrible. I'm a basketball guy, bro. But basketball, it's just right now, man.
What they did, I'm gonna tell you, they should have went. D'Lo, they decided to keep D'Lo instead of going after Kyrie. They should have got Kyrie. Schroeder got that dog in him. I would have kept Schroeder, and I would have tried to reunite LeBron with Kyrie.
See, D'Lo is too inconsistent for me, man. The guy can play basketball. He's great court.
That's the inconsistency is his problem.
Yeah, and he can't defend me. He can't guard me. He
can't guard his shadow.
He can't guard me.
His shadow.
And I'm 54 years old. He can't guard me.
He can't guard his shadow.
I go get D'Lo.
I say can't guard his shadow.
He's terrible. His defense is terrible, bro. He's terrible.
So,
and Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray salivates when he sees him coming.
You're relying on a 39-year-old guy that's crazy to me. That's crazy. So. Yeah, I don't see them. Brian gonna be stuck on 4.
And as obvious as everybody else, right? I mean, because LeBron and even AD is doing what they supposed to do.
Yeah, it's just that I don't know how they thought that they were going to contend with. I think it was a mistake to put AR on the bench. Cam Reddish ain't giving you a whole lot.
Well, Cam do hustle though.
There's 2 things the Lakers need. They need another big man, number one, because AD can't defend Joker. I said that from the very beginning of the season. Look, this is when I know I'm old now, man, because I've watched so much NBA basketball over the years, and my team in particular. I see where the gaps are, right? Mm-hmm. I said, number one, Jamal Murray ate them for lunch during the playoff last year.
Yes, he did.
Dave Vincent came in, and he's hurt, and he's out. He's not going to be able to guard Jamal Murray when the chips are on the line. He's not. D'Angelo Russell ain't going to be able to guard Jamal Murray. He eats them alive. And until they can deal with that and have somebody to bother Joker just a little bit, because you can't have Anthony Davis do it and expect him to score 30, 35 points.
Well, so why not? Why not go get Boogie Cousins or somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
You need somebody that's going to be able to defend Joker, man.
Get a big body in there. They had Dwight Howard and JaVale.
Somebody you can use fouls on. Yeah. Just go on there. Use your fouls on.
They shouldn't have never broke up that bubble team. I'm telling you, that team would have been ready to contend for another championship.
They had the inside game. They had defense on the perimeter with KCP in them. They had it all. They could defend. They had the thug with Marquise Morris. They should have never got rid of JaVale. JaVale would at least come in the game and get
JaVale McGee was that hustle energy guy that you need.
Remember that JaVale and what's the name neutralized
Dwight
Joker.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard had Joker scared. Dwight was crazy.
And I've said it all along. JaVale was a game changer because he could protect the rim. Now you got AD, who's a great defender, but he can't guard their best guy the whole game.
If I'm the Lakers, I would have kept Andre Drummond.
He didn't really even get a shot.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he really didn't get a shot.
He didn't get a real shot with them, and that would take so much pressure off of AD.
He did,
because Andre can body up the Jokers and the Joel Embiid.
And the more he's out there, he gonna suck the ball. The ball, he's like a magnet for rebounds.
Yeah. They didn't give him a chance, man, and that's where we're missing right now. Jackson Hayes ain't doing it. You know, he'll get a nice dunk every now and again.
Look,
that ain't gonna win in the playoffs, man. There are no dunks in the playoffs. You got to be able to run the football.
Gotta sit offense.
What's unfortunate about the Lakers is that they are wasting the last few good years that LeBron James has left in the NBA. You can't expect him to stay at this level much longer.
I was just watching a clip of KG Certified, and then they were talking to Doc Rivers, right, and Paul Pierce, and they all three of them was saying like they was like LeBron. Doc Rivers was saying the thing. He goes. Not only is LeBron always good athletically, he said, but he knows the game. He said when LeBron first came in the league, he didn't know the game. He said, and what happened? He said we were playing an exposition game against the Heat, and he go, LeBron was calling out their sets, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes, I don't know if it was Tibbs or one of his assistants goes, we're in trouble. Because he's saying that because he knows what he said. The only other person like that was Rondo. Because he was sign stealing. Well, here's the thing. Remember, I saw a thing with Rondo and LeBron. It was so good, guys. They were saying how in the bubble when they won the chip, Rondo and LeBron got together and go, look, I'm telling you how LeBron told Rondo how Spoelstra thinks, right? And then when they were playing somebody else, Rondo was telling LeBron, this is what they're gonna do, man, because that's how they play. They're always a step ahead of even the coaches.
Another guy that they devalued, man. Rondo is a basketball genius.
He's a genius.
And when I'm telling you, that bubble team, man, they should have rolled it out a little while longer.
Bubble team, they
had all the pieces, man.
Every piece that you need. They had the shooting with Danny Green and KCP.
Yeah, KCP and Caruso.
They had the smart point guard with Rondo.
They could defend.
AD. They had the rim protectors with Dwight Howard and JaVale. That team had every possible component you needed to win a championship.
And don't forget
themselves, man.
They did.
They had what's the name too? What's the guard? He could shoot and defend.
The Lakers had him during the bubble.
You can't, huh?
Who, the one they had during the bubble?
Yeah. He didn't play though. He didn't play in the bubble though. He set out the bubble.
Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley. Yep.
Yeah, they had everything. They had everything. Yeah. I was like,
they outsmarted themselves.
So remember prior to the bubble when they smacked the Clippers.
Yeah.
Prior to before COVID,
they beat them. They beat them right before
and Bradley went off for 26. Yep.
They beat them right before the season halted.
Right
you
before,
remember that?
Yeah, right before they
and then in the bubble. Then when they resumed in the bubble, they beat them again. Because the Clippers was their Achilles heel. They couldn't beat the Clippers. And so I just think that what's their GM?
Rob,
your boy from Michigan.
I think Rob.
He's a Michigan man.
From Michigan man.
Oh, wait a minute. Ron, wait a minute.
He outsmarted
I just got an ache. We might be cursed by the Michigan guy.
I just think I mean, hey, I think he outsmarted himself when he broke up that bubble team. That team was poised to contend.
Yep.
After that bubble championship,
we got a bunch of bums since. The bums and the bums. I watch the Lakers, man. I'd be so frustrated, man. Like Taurean Prince, bum. Get him back. Send him back to Atlanta, please. Right? Vando's good. He can defend, but he ain't really got much game, man. He ain't really got much game. I don't know what we're doing, man. I don't want to talk about that. Let's get the football picks in. Let's get the football picks in.
Listen. John, Vando is the Ronald Thomas of the Lakers. He gonna get a few minutes. He gonna get about 5 fouls, 3 steals, maybe hit a bucket or 2 out of nowhere, and then go sit right back down by the coach.
Yeah. So if I was only getting 2 minutes, I was doing something. I was getting a steal. I was doing something. You gonna give me 2 minutes?
I think they need to, like you say, I think they need to shop Taurean Prince. I think they need to put AR back in the starting line.
I agree with that. He should be the point guard.
He should be the point guard. And then they need to go at the trade line. Then imagine what's the dude in Sacramento? Malik Monk.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was still on this team.
Woo!
Imagine if he was still on this team. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the kind of dogs that you need.
Yeah.
That's the guys you need.
We had Monk right there too, man. You
had him. You had him on your roster. You had him.
Let him get away.
We should have signed him. We ended up with Taurean Prince.
They got Prince in the what's the name deal though, right?
No, I don't know. They signed him as a free agent, man.
Yeah, because they got Prince and Beasley who they let get away together from Timberwolves.
Yeah. I said stop. I'd be like, yo, will you stop shooting? I'm about to let guys be like, if you take one more 3, I'm about to break this TV. All right, stop shooting.
That's where the game is now. I look at Boston. I was like, wow, they look loaded, man. They look.
Well, you know, I don't know. Here's the thing with Boston. You're gonna hear it first. What is this? December 30th?
Yeah.
Let me say it. Golden State managed to win chips, but listen, if you live by the 3, you die by the 3.
But that's gonna be every team in the league gonna die then, because everybody live and die.
But listen. Think about it.
3-point shots. I was so mad after that game.
But look,
I was so mad.
You may shoot the 3s, but look, the Nuggets. The reason why they won wasn't the 3s.
No,
it's the person they got facilitating for the 3.
Man,
right?
Joker was a
point center.
He was a point center,
right?
All I know is going back to learning how to play basketball. My coach
that's what I'm talking about. Go back to these sets.
Yeah, hold on,
on the block.
We get there. We got time.
And roll. Go back to basketball.
Run some sets, right? Run some plays.
Sets.
Dudes run right to the 3-point line. They got an easy layup, and they be like, "Oh, let me pull it from right
here." They're programmed to kick it back out, even when they got a straight path to the basket. They programmed to kick it back out to that 3-point line, man. That's why Greg Popovich is struggling in today's, and he ain't forget how to coach.
Right. Like, what are you doing? That's a horrible shot. Sometimes dudes be pulling 3s. I'll be like, what are you doing right now?
What are you doing?
Lane wide open, they'll stop.
Right.
Lane wide open. And
everybody ain't Steph. Everybody is not Steph Curry. Okay.
Tough.
I'll tell you one thing real quick as we wrap up. I got one quick story about 3-point shooting and Steph. One of my daughters, who will go unnamed, says to me one night, "Hey, Dad, I put $20 on Steph Curry to get 28 points tonight. Do you think he can do it?" And I was like, maybe. I don't know. Steph's not been great. He's been injured and all this other stuff, right? So she was like, "Okay, I'm doing it anyway." So she bet $20 for Steph to get 28 points. That was the night that his 268 game streak where he would hit a 3
ended. Wow. Wow.
I said, that is why the Thomases don't bet on sport.
Wow.
And she was like, "Oh, it had to be the night I did it." I said,
"Wow,
I worked too hard to get my money away."
Yeah, that's the night he had just like 9 points or something.
Yes, he went 0 for 9 from 3-point line. I said,
and that's the night you bet.
After averaging like 30 the last 5 games or something too.
The night you bet is the night he decided to go 0 for 9.
I said, this is why I've never been a sports gambler, never will.
Yeah.
I work too hard to give my money away. No, it ain't gonna happen.
I like sports. Yeah. I like sports for sports. I don't even do fantasy football. I don't even do fantasy leagues.
Nothing. It takes the fun away.
I'm in the third place game this week. Ty and Jamie used to have a league, so we still kept it going. And I'm in the third place game. I lost to Jamie last week, matter of fact.
Yeah, I just like
sports. Fantasy football when I was 23. That now I just want to sit down in front of the TV with the wings and watch.
I just like sports.
Yeah. Notice he throw those wings in there. I tell you.
So who we got kicking off right now? Georgia and Florida State. Are they
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock they play.
Penn State and they're here in the Peach Bowl.
Penn State
and Ole Miss. That's right.
Yes. Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
They couldn't give them tickets away.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Yeah, that's
you know what? I was listening to Darian Mel on ESPN, right? And boy, did Mel bring back old school memory, especially for me, on New Year's Eve. Y'all remember the Blue Bonnet Bowl?
Oh yeah. Michigan has gone to that Blue Bonnet Bowl.
Down in Houston, Texas. It used to always be on New Year's Eve, just before we getting ready to go.
I remember that bowl. Michigan has played in that bowl before.
Yep, the Blue Bonnet Bowl.
The Blue Bonnet
Astrodome.
I do.
At the Astrodome.
Yep.
So funny. All right, so guys, who you got, Ron? Who's gonna be your final two?
I'm gonna go with the Michigan Wolverines are gonna cross the threshold and beat Alabama. I'm rooting for them, John. I hate Bama, so I'm rooting for Michigan. I hate Bama. And I think Texas is gonna beat Washington. It's gonna be Texas and Michigan in the championship game. And the Wolverines are going to shock the world with an NCAA championship. They're going to win a natty, right? They're going to win a natty. So I'm going to go with Michigan to win it, just for you, John, just for you.
Well, I have to stick to my Michigan State roots. I cannot root for Michigan. Nick used to be our coach, so I'll roll with Nick. But I'm going outside the lines, guys. Nobody's giving this team any respect. They continue to win. They play modern day throw the ball deep type football. That's the Washington Huskies. So I'm picking Washington over Texas. And for my chip, I think I'm gonna take the Huskies. Shock the world.
That Spartan Wolverine hatred runs deep.
It does. And I get it. Listen, when the Spartan was in the playoffs against Bama, I was roll tide. So I listen. The only time I root for Michigan State is when they play Ohio State. That's the only time. And I say root for very loosely. But I get it. I am going to go. I think again with Michigan, I think they have the tools. They to me entered this season with the fewest questions on their roster. They were bringing back. They brought back 80% of their team from last year. You brought back your quarterback, most of your offensive line. Every other team in college, every other major team in college football was replacing. You had Carson Beck that had to replace Stetson Bennett. You had Milroe that was replacing Bryce Young. Bryce Young. You had Kyle McCord replace. Michigan entered into this season with the fewest questions. They've had the largest point differential of any team in the country. So on paper, they should win. However, this is where they have to win the game because they've underperformed on stages like this. And so if they can do what they can do, I have them eking out a 3 to 5 point win against Alabama. I'm also going to follow Herman's league. I think Washington, and I think people should have learned because Washington was a 9-point underdog against Oregon, a team that they had beat already. Beaten. They were right. So if you're talking about disrespect, you disrespect them, and so I think that disrespect continues. I think they beat Texas, and I think for the national championship, you have a traditional Big Ten, Pac-10 matchup of Michigan and Washington.
Well, can you call it that now, seeing that they're going to be in the
Big? I mean, this is the last time you can actually call it that because the Pac-10 will be, Pac-12 will be no more, which is a shame to me. That's another conversation. But
you know what's funny? Out of all the killing of tradition and stuff that they have, they still, the Rose Bowl still keep their 5 o'clock traditional start.
Well, that's the granddaddy of them all. But eventually that domino is going to fall too, because everything is going to fall to that almighty dollar. That I think the Rose Bowl, because you remember the Rose Bowl would not allow like sponsorship. You know how they would call it the Nokia Sugar Bowl or
the Ford Rose Bowl or
FedEx Orange Bowl. Rose Bowl was like, no, any branding is going to come after that. That's why it was called the Rose Bowl, presented by AT&T. So they've had the most cachet, but I just eventually see them fall into that almighty dollar as well.
That sponsorship.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, I mean, because it's big, right? I mean, the day the Yankees roll out the dugout with the swoosh on their shoulder,
you know it was over.
It's over.
You know it's over.
It's over,
right?
That sponsorship, that money, it's over. So, hang on. We're entering a new era where sports and corporate sponsorships have taken over sports, and that's where they're going to cater to it. And I think it's sad.
And people, other than Ronald and John, viewers, make sure you start saving your pennies for streaming starting next year, because a lot of your games gonna be streaming.
Yeah.
Right. Even on the major networks, they're gonna use their Paramount Pluses, their Peacocks.
You already saw it with Peacock. You already saw it with
last
Peacock
week.
This year.
Yeah.
You saw it with Peacock this year.
Yeah.
And so this is a shameless plug. Anybody looking at really seriously cord cutting, holler at your boy. I'm gonna start charging for my TV.
Listen, you might as well. I'm
gonna start charging. I'm gonna be like, I could get you every channel into the pay-per-view and all that.
Now he's going towards the NIL level, huh?
NIL for a small fee, I can set you free.
I ain't mad at you, bro. Look, you might as well monetize it. I ain't mad at you.
I'm gonna start. I'm like, yo, $100 for every installation. I'm gonna get you every channel you want. It's for a small fee. I will set you free.
Well, hey, John, I don't know if a man is watching in Lansing, but I'm giving him a plug today. You see it?
Oh yeah.
You better be watching.
You better be.
Tell him, Todd, where you at, Mr. Where you at, brother Dodd? Where you at?
Where you at, Walt? Where you at, Walt?
Where you at, Walt? Walt,
that's his brand right there. That's his brand. Jesus and me, baby.
Jesus and me apparel.
Jam.
All right, well, hey man, it's been
all right, man. Y'all enjoy yourself. Happy New Year to you. Love you.
All right, y'all. We will recap all this next week.
John, I'll FaceTime you Monday about 4:30.
Go Wolverines.
We should do a special edition Monday show.
We should. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
I'm
Monday,
down.
4 o'clock.
We can do a special edition show on Monday.
All right,
all right, Monday, 4 o'clock.
The whole house
is
gonna be decked out for you.
All right. Well, see you guys
all right,
Monday.
fellas.
All right,
All right.